All things are empty. The things that a human being deems as significant, in the end, are insignificant. And they are not insignificant in some cosmic way. The human being comes to see that they are insignificant. The things that one places faith in fail him. The things that one relies upon desert him. The people, the places, the thoughts, the ideas, the concepts, the notions, the books, all things fail a human being, except for the truth. The truth is the only thing that does not fail a human being. The truth is the only thing that does not end up being empty. All things in a human being's life are empty. It would be a mistake to attempt to imbibe this. It would be a mistake to try to believe this. For belief and opinion are the enemy of truth. He who asks the question, well, what about this? Is this empty too? Well, what about this? Is this not significant? This person does not ask a true question. He is simply trying to find exceptions. And the reason that he searches for exceptions is because he views all things are empty as a rule. And there are no rules. There is nothing to believe. No one should believe my words, for I have zero interest in convincing anyone. I have zero interest in debate or discussion. The person who raises his hand and asks, or in any way intimates or implies that they believe that something is significant, that they have found something that is not empty and wishes to discuss it with me as if to convince me. I have no interest in such things. A person is free to believe that anything is significant. A person is free to believe that things are not empty. I have no interest in your beliefs or your opinions. I have no interest in your ideas. I have no interest in your concepts. I have no interest in anyone's interest in discussing things. And I have no interest in you valuing my words. All things are empty.
Hello, Kapil. I had one question for you. I find myself constantly trying to at least now examine scenarios for what they are. And lately I started asking myself this question, why am I drawn to you, and why I keep coming back to these Clubhouse rooms and everything. But then I sort of came up with an answer. I was hoping you could guide me here. One thing I know for sure is whatever had to be exposed to me or told to me has already been told, but I keep using you probably as a drug, just coming back to you constantly, either these rooms or a YouTube podcast. So does that mean I am being insincere in my pursuit, or am I
It is a
just
mistake to chase sincerity. If you are sincere, you do not get a badge. And if you are insincere, you do not get a slap in the face. There is
if
no judgment.
Right. If I may just ask a follow-up. The thing is, I find myself, honestly, at this point in my life, I don't think there's any other avenue for me to expose myself to the truth except your work. So I keep doing that, and I try to not intellectualize things, and just follow my intuition. And I know even now, when I'm asking the question, I'm able to answer that question for myself. But the fact that I'm even asking you is probably because I just want some confirmation, or I just want to check a box, or just have a conclusion to things. So I don't know where this will lead me, but uh, do you have any perspective on this?
If you are drawn to my words, then you are. That is the truth. There's nothing more to think about.
Hi Kapil, I wanted to know what is the difference being between someone just being adamant about their beliefs and someone actually knowing the truth.
Well, belief has nothing to do with truth.
Hi, Kapil. One of my questions I had was just how do you free yourself of needing this external validation?
There's no how do you do anything.
Hi, thank you for this evening for hosting this. Um, I just want to say I spent a lot of my childhood in front of a computer screen, and just I wasn't able to socialize, didn't develop those skills. And last time you had mentioned that humankind has been really changed in the coming future because of computer screens, because of computers. Can you elaborate more on that? Thank you.
There's nothing to elaborate on. I've written about it extensively. What, do you have a question about it?
Um, no, I just wanted to, I guess, my own realization of how I have changed. I've spent most of my life in front of computer screens, and
Then I
um,
think that's your elaboration. I mean, I'm not interested in giving a speech. If you have a specific question, I can answer it, but I think that you've answered it yourself.
fair.
Hello. Hi.
Yes.
I was listening to your private podcast, and you're saying the about limitless and about purity. And later, I was thinking about those things. Isn't this all purity and limitlessness is also just the product of the mind?
No.
Hi, Kapil. My question is, does a truth seeker employ rational thought? Does it help? Or is it only feelings that guide the seeker? And how are the feelings tempered, if at all?
Well, you can examine that by seeing where rational thought has got you and where it has not. I think to ask and then believe something that I say would be to rob you of your own experience.
I have lots of addictions. Should I follow them or should I control myself? What do you think?
You're in the wrong room.
Hello, Kapil. My question is, how would you define empty?
Meaningless, insignificant, um, fail you in the end.
Okay, right. Thank you.
Hi Siddha, how do you keep our brain empty?
There's no how-to for that.
Hi, Kapil. Where does the attraction to empty things come from?
Well, society conditions human beings to believe in certain things. And through that conditioning, the human being accumulates all of these beliefs and concepts. And that is the conditioning.
How do you best rest when you see the ultimate potential in everything and the energy around you.
Well, I don't know what you mean by how do you best rest.
To take care of yourself, to do what you have to do.
I don't even think that you know what you're asking.
Understood.
Hello. Hi. Good
Yes.
morning.
Good morning.
You're a siddha, really?
It does not matter.
Oh, it matters to me. I too am on that path, and I'm so happy to connect with you.
Thank you.
Uh,
Hello, doctor. I, I was wondering how often you might meditate and what you gain from that, if you do.
Yeah, I do not meditate.
Don't meditate ever. Is it? What's the reason behind that?
Do you tap your shoes 3 times per day? Do you scratch your head 14 times a day? No,
I mean,
I'm asking you a serious question. Do you
right.
scratch your head 14 times a day?
Probably more, but I mean,
Okay.
I'm not
Okay.
sure.
So no.
Yep.
I know you. I know you don't. Must be a reason why I'm asking it. If I'm asking it, right? Do you slap yourself on the knee with the back of your hand 6 times a day?
Okay. No. Right.
Okay. Why not?
I don't feel a benefit.
Okay. There you go.
Thank you.
Hello.
Yes.
I have a question to ask to you.
Go ahead.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Why should the people are become more greedy in their day-to-day life? Why are they not?
There's no people. It does not matter, and it doesn't. It's an irrelevant question.
Hello, Siddharth. You
You
told
have the
that a
you
person.
have the name wrong. There is no Siddharth here. But go ahead and ask your question.
Okay, I'm sorry. So you told that a person becomes his environment. So what environment are you referring to? His room, his community, person he follows, or what?
Yes.
Yes, as in room, community, person is follows only.
Yes. Everything. Every environment.
Hello?
Yes.
Would you be willing to share with us a book where on page 1 you were really excited, but by page 2 you realized the author didn't know the truth?
That's every book out there. Burn your books. They're all lies.
Thank you.
Hi, the time to speak with us. I've been listening to and reading, uh, you know, some of the sutras of Shaivism, where they talk about the 112 techniques of meditation, and there are some that talk about, focusing on the third eye, on your breath. And when I talk to people, many say that some of these can be dangerous without a guru. Uh, I don't know if I want a guru or if I want a technique. So how does one reconcile the need for a guru, or at least when people recommend that as the only way to not go into territories where it could be dangerous? How would you help someone in that dilemma?
The greatest danger is listening to people.
Got it. Thank you.
Hi. If the greatest danger is listening to people and you shouldn't listen to them, why should everyone be in this room listening to you? And if your answer is you shouldn't, then why are you doing the room?
I don't know why I do it. And there is no should and there is no should not. If you wish to, you may. If you don't have to.
Hi. So I don't know what the truth is, but I'd surely like to find out. For I don't know why, but I'd like to find out. So I'm wondering what keeps me and people in general from the truth. Is it laziness, or is it a lack of perspective, or something
No,
else?
it's societal conditioning accompanied by believing in intellectualism, spirituality, and self-help.
Hi, I don't know your work, but I'm just curious. What does siddha mean, and what does moksha mean according to the Indian mythology?
I don't know. You can define it however you want to define it. I'm not really interested in defining these words.
Hello, Siddha.
Hello.
So I have this question: like, how can we, how can I become someone? Your knowledge, your confidence, lack, and what you have.
I don't think that you should look up to me. I don't think that you
So,
should strive to be really anyone.
so what you have different from others. So you have so much of confidence, the way you speak, the way you make others understand. What you have, what others don't have. Why others are listening to you.
You know, it's a very good question. I suppose my answer to you would be that you would have to ask them, because if they are listening to me, it's because there's something inside of them which brings them here. I can't really presume to speak as to why they would come
Let
and
me
what
tell
it
you.
is that draws them.
Let me tell you why I listen. It's like the way your confidence, like it's the every word you speak, it has a clarity and it has a confidence element. Uh, how did you get that?
I don't know.
What can I do to be like confident? Not like you, but to be confident.
You know, I've spoken about confidence. I cannot really say you should do this to get confidence, but I have spoken about confidence in Direct Truth podcasts and other things. I don't remember what I said, but
Okay, thank you.
those things are out there.
Hello. So I was wondering, like, if societal conditioning is like what's keeping us from the truth, were we born knowing the truth?
Yeah, a human being is born free and true, and as he lives in society, he moves further and further from it.
And is it ever possible to get back to the truth?
Sure, sure. Through devotion and through seeing that all things that one has been taught were not true, and that people tell lies, and that books are worthless, and that the media is a scam, and self-help, spirituality, and self-development are frauds. That might take a while to get to.
Uh, Hello, Dr. Gupta.
Oh,
Hey, I was just wondering if there was a way that you could avoid prescription. I know asking that in itself is prescription, but yeah.
well, you would examine for yourself what in your own life, when you have followed prescriptions, where they have actually gotten you. And anything besides a mechanical prescription, turning a screw, hammering a nail,
Yeah.
anything besides something mechanical, has it gotten to where you want to go? I think that will be your best evidence. That'll be the best answer to your question.
Hi, just a question. As you say, societal, um, we learn basically based off societal boundaries, and that keeps us from the truth. Would you say that consequence and consciousness are societal conditions, or are we born with a consciousness?
I don't know what you mean by consciousness. You know,
Um,
these words themselves are conditioning.
but at the end of the day, is I feel like I would feel bad inside if I took somebody's seat on the bus. Like without that being told to me, it's not like a survival of the fittest instinct. It's just that, but at the same time, is I feel like that inhibits me from finding a truth for myself.
Yeah, I mean that isn't wrong or right to feel bad or to feel good. And The trouble is that when you try to follow those things of morality and feeling bad and feeling good, the very idea of good and bad themselves are societal conditioning. So societal conditioning runs so deep that you can't even speak without being conditioned.
Hello, doctor.
Yeah.
I wanted to know what is the meaning of optimist to you?
Empty hope.
Hello.
Hello. Do you have a question?
That's my question.
What's the antidote to societal conditioning?
No. The way you have framed the question will not work because you are purely coming at it from an intellectual perspective, which itself is conditioning. There are no fixes.
Hi, Kapil.
Hello?
About a month ago, I joined one of your sessions, and I remember I was confused about a career and everything. And going through your work, starting to realize the nature of life is sort of like nature, in that it just is. As I realized that things are more and more empty, I find like a simple truth in just devoting to what I do in a sincere manner. Would you say that would be ignoring that everything's empty, just devoting to something sincerely a worthy pursuit?
Well, for me to comment on that would be validate something, and it would be a prescription. So it would be more effective for you to examine that to see what that provides for you, rather than looking for a yes, thumbs up. That isn't the proper way.
Hello, Siddha.
Hello.
Is there a difference between the emptiness that initially pursues you to achieve your, pursues you to pursues the drive towards, your career goals or attaining financial independence or anything?
Is it emptiness that motivates you to do that?
I'm not sure. So, is there a difference? Maybe it is an emptiness or kind of a validation that pushes you to that. Basically, maybe I don't know if it was basically emptiness or lack of, I don't know, recognition or something that initially pushed me when I was in my teens to pursue the academic goals. And now I'm in a career. At least the financial independence part that I wanted to achieve, I have it now. But the emptiness is still there. And I'm not sure if what the emptiness that was at the beginning of all this is similar or is it different now?
No, it's the same. It's insignificance is insignificance. It doesn't matter if it's at the beginning or the end, or if it's pertaining to one thing or another. All things are empty.
Hello, Kapil. Thank you as always.
Mm-hmm.
Is intellectualism DNA, or is it just more societal conditioning?
Well, it's both. But even though one has the DNA, they may also have the DNA to not be that way anymore. So it just depends how much of a curse one recognizes and how much of a dead end one recognizes something to be.
Thank you.
Hello, Kapil.
Hello.
The void, which is...
You broke up.
Oh, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Hello. When one visits the void, which is emptiness and everything, what does one do with
Well, you're talking in very spiritual, conceptual things. If you truly visited such a place, you would never ask what to do. You only know it in some spiritual, conceptual way. That's why even these words have no meaning.
Yeah.
Hello. So, I've heard you discuss how people are very good at learning what they must, but our environment limits what a must can even be. Do you ever have an urge to create new musts? Ones that maybe like demonstrate human potential in ways that were once considered impossible or something? I don't know.
I mean, what is must for a particular human being is their own business. I mean, there's no must that one creates to show other people. I mean, he can, and they do, but that must usually ends up being a must of ego and showmanship.
Sure. I mean, I guess so. I mean, does every impulse to, I don't know. I guess you're right. But ego, like you talk about, ego isn't bad. And if you do have like, if you for whatever reason feel this drive to do things that kind of can be described as like symbolic antidotes, I don't know, isn't that, but that's not necessarily bad, right? It just is.
No, nothing is bad. Good and bad is all falsehoods.
Hi. My question is, even if one were to have an unconstrained vision of seeing the truth, as one might describe it, uh, what is driving one to play certain roles in the world, as you are playing a role here by answering questions? What is driving that?
I do not know why I'm doing this. I'm not trying to play a role, but you may see me as one who is trying to play a role, and that's understandable. I can see how you would see that. But what drives people to play roles is the conditioning of self-image and ego, and attempting to make themselves significant in a sea of human beings. And it is not wrong or right.
Okay, can I ask another question?
Okay.
So what I mean by playing a role perhaps is not how it came across. Even if one were not playing a role, one is there in the world, right? Even if we had the unconstrained vision of truth, we are here experiencing things. How do you navigate that?
What is there to navigate?
The human experience?
Those are just nebulous words. You're just throwing words in a soup salad. What do you mean by navigate?
You move from one experience to another.
Okay, so you do.
What do you do with that?
But why is there something to do with it? If you taste something sweet, do you need to do something with that? If you feel good, do you need to do something with that?
Okay, so you just are with the experience.
No, I'm not saying that you should be anything. I'm not saying that you even are. You can be or not be something or not. Even if you try to be if you try to just be, that's spiritual nonsense too.
Okay, thank you.
Hello, greetings, Mr. Kapil.
Hello?
I'd like to ask if this feelings like love, are they empty? Like, is it worth pursuing rather than is it worth valuing more than your goals?
I can barely hear you.
Mr. Kapil, is pursuing things like love worth more than valuing your goals, like in life?
Nothing is valued more, nothing is more than anything. It is whatever it is for you. There's no chart on the wall, not in reality. I know there is in spirituality and self-development and self-help. There's many charts which say value this and value that. But in the world of reality, in the world of truth, there's no chart which says this means more than this and this means more than this. Whatever it is for you, then that's what it is.
But like,
Will devotion to a sport lead one to truth?
You broke up in the beginning.
Will devotion to a sport lead one to truth?
Not in the way that you're asking the question, because you're asking in a prescriptive manner. That if I devote myself, will it get me something? No, it likely won't, because it's not real.
Hi, Kapil.
Hello?
Is the feeling of love or the passion of love?
You broke up.
So my question was, is love in general, the feeling for it, the passion for it, also empty? Does it have any meaning to it at all?
No.
Is it not empty? Is that what you said? Or
Yes, it is all empty.
Okay. Thank you.
Why am I ignorant and how do I get rid of it?
Those questions have no meaning.
Hello, thank you for taking my question. How does one feel in his heart when he's devoted to truth?
And I could say to you, you feel this way and you feel that way. What's that going to do for you?
Well, how can I tell? Like, I'm generally mistrustful of forms. Is that just being mistrustful in general, or is this rooted in my devotion to, ultimate truth? I'm just, confused.
No, forums, any collection of a group of people is false. Everything in society is false. So you're wise to be mistrustful of it. It is
Well,
not wise to listen to anybody.
I guess my question is that, is my mistrust of form the same thing as devotion to truth?
You're chasing truth. I think that a human being knows deep inside when he's being sincere and genuine, and when he is not. And one is not good and the other is not bad.
Hello, Siddha. So if everything is empty, do we do anything for anybody then? Then what's the purpose of living?
No, this is not a question. These are comments with a question mark retrofitted on the end of it. This is not a real, genuine question. You do not need to believe that everything is empty. You are taking things, what I said, and you were saying, well, if this and this, does that mean this and this? There's no if this and this. I did not tell you to believe that all things are empty. So if you come at me with the idea, well, if this is empty, then does that mean this? This is outrage. This is not a genuine question.
Hi, Kapil.
Mhm.
Thank you for this. I just wanted to ask you, what are your thoughts on out-of-body experiences or astral projection?
It doesn't matter. Those are just spiritual distractions.
Hello, Kapil.
Hello?
What is the truth?
The devotion to truth.
Hello, Doctor.
Hello.
Hi. When I run all the things that I've done in my past life, everything was done for a purpose. Even like giving a gift to someone was for the purpose of feeling happy. I have never experienced devotion. But then you come and explain what devotion is, and I understand it in the theoretical sense.
Yeah,
In a
you'll
sense,
only understand it intellectually. That's where you are right now. And there's no way that you can make the intellectual visceral. Either it will happen over time or it will not.
Hey Kapil,
Hello.
thank you for the opportunity. Is truth same for you and me, or is it different?
There are definitely universal truths, but every situation has a truth.
Hi Kapil, I've
Hello?
invested in. Hi Kapil, can you hear me?
Yes.
So I have invested in some of your direct truth podcasts, like about 20 of them. I saw a message written on the page that listening to these will create like shift in the patterns of the mind. So I just wanted to
Well,
understand like how
I
should
don't think that I said that. I don't believe that I would ever say that this will do this. I think that's mistaken. I would never say that. I would never say this will do this to you. I have no idea where you got that from. No, I don't know. Maybe somewhere I said that this could, or for some people it has. There's no guarantee that anything will do anything.
Okay, no, there was a written warning that a repeated exposure to these podcasts will create shifts in the patterns of the mind. So maybe it's in a different context, but the
Yeah,
question
I think it
is,
would be in a different context.
right. So the question was, how do I approach your podcasts, your books? Is there a way that we should be approaching your teachings in a different
Yes, I
way
think
to,
I think the most effective approach is to believe nothing. Because if you
right?
believe it, you'll attempt to prescriptionize it. And I think that just like this talk that is being given tonight, that all things are empty, I think the biggest mistake that you could make is to believe that I want to convince you of this. Like the gentleman said before, well, if all things are empty, then does that mean this and this and this? The very fact that you place the word if before what I said means that you haven't seen it for yourself, and that you are taking my word for it, and that is a mistake. I have absolutely zero interest in having anyone in this room believe that all things are empty. I don't have any interest in that. I don't think that you should follow that. I don't think you should believe that. Never just take what I say and prescriptionize it. I have nothing to teach you. If something happens to teach you, it was an accident. It happened all by itself. It wasn't me
Right.
trying to say you should learn this because it is good for you. That's the biggest mistake, and that is the approach.
Hi, Siddha.
Hello.
So, what is the path to the truth?
Devotion.
Hello, Kapil.
Hello.
My question is how to feel liberated from conditioning.
Yeah, there are no how-tos.
Hello.
Yes.
You have said devotion. I want to know how to devote and what devote to what exactly.
You don't have to devote to anything, and there's no how to devote. Do you enjoy chocolate?
Yeah, maybe, but it's not good
No,
for
no, no,
me.
no. Answer my question. Do you enjoy chocolate?
Yes,
How do you enjoy it?
you devote that way. I mean, there is no answer then. Not everyone can enjoy chocolate all the time. Devotion should be all the time, and devotion means it should be focused in a way that it is not altered in
If
any
you
way.
have to force yourself to do it all the time, it's not devotion.
Okay.
Are we all the same?
It's an irrelevant question. What do you really want to ask?
I came into a little late, but I just wanted to ask you: were you saying that devotion is the way to seek truth?
I'm not saying anything is the way to anything. Because if I say something like that, then you're going to try to follow that. I'm saying that anything real is real. Either something is real or it's not. Something either a chase or something is genuine and real and devoted and heartfelt.
So like self-observation and you seeing, observing something and finding truth through self-observation is the way to find truth. Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm not saying that at all. Because you can observe yourself till the cows come home. It won't do anything. Because I know how you're looking at it. I know how you're coming at it from. You're coming at it from the spiritual realm, the self-help, the self-development. That's the only way that you've heard about it. That's why you even know the words. That was created in the spiritual realm, the self-examination or the self. I know if I say it, I know how I'm saying it. But if the world says it, I know how they're saying it. So through that realm, through a prescription realm, through a trying to improve yourself realm, through a healthiness realm, it is false.
Do we make our own destiny or are we destined to do things?
What's the difference?
What is the truth?
The devotion to truth.
Hi, Kapil. When I try to think of things from an empty perspective, whatever I interpret it as, I think there's a level of barrier with selfishness that comes into my mind that everything that I'm doing is then selfish. Is there a suggestion how to overcome that?
No,
Or
there's no empty perspective, and there is no such thing as selfishness. What must be overcome is your attachment to all of these concepts that you've been conditioned with.
Hi, Kapil.
Hello?
Uh, so my question is, how do we become more self-aware, and how do we become more kind to ourselves?
Why do you want to be kind to yourself? Why do you
To
want to be more
live
self-aware?
so that I can make better decisions.
Why do you want to make better decisions?
so that I can, not harm myself by being self-destructive and in a way harm others.
So you think that by being more self-aware and by chasing these things, that's going to stop you from being self-destructive?
I hope so. I'm not sure, but we can try and figure it out.
Then I
Is
think
what
that you
I
need.
think.
I think that you need to try and see where it takes.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello. I just want to ask that how do we get out of sum zero theory? Like if I do a
You know,
positive thing.
your problem is of intellectualism. These questions are better made for a scientist. You're in the wrong room.
Hello. So my question is, one who achieved at emptiness a void, and somehow can he go back to the process where he wanted to gain void, and also he experienced how to gain the same void? Is it possible?
If I said yes or if I said no, what does that do for you? It's just concept after concept after concept.
So we can achieve the void also.
You can achieve whatever you want to achieve, but
Okay,
you're never
thank
going to
you.
achieve it.
Hello, Mr. Kapil.
Hello.
What is the origin of self-doubt?
That is a very large question. There's no way that I can encompass that in a simple answer.
Hello.
Yeah.
So, like, do you think is there a particular thing called as a calling for anyone in terms of jobs or professions, or is
Yes, human beings have particular talents
so
and
how can we work
particular
towards?
desires.
How do we work towards that, or how do we know what's our calling exactly? Or is it that we can work towards anything and we can become great
Well,
at
there's
it?
nothing to work towards. One has to examine himself for what things are naturally easy for them. There's nothing to work
Okay.
towards. Yes.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi, I'm very new here in this clubhouse. It's
Do
so
you have a
nice to
question?
meet you. Oh, actually, I don't know how to use this platform application, so I'm very like I'm unfamiliar with this everything here.
Yeah, others can explain to you better than I can how to use it.
Greetings, Mr. Gupta. Hi. Is it safe to say that for the person that wants to pursue the truth only has a chance if he achieves financial freedom first?
Well, if they wish to devote their life to truth, and one cannot devote his daily waking life to these things if they're chasing making a living in all of these things. And while truth exists in everything, even in making a living, um, chances are it will not be the case that they will be looking for the truth as they are doing their job, as they are talking to their boss, as they are meeting with someone, as they are driving in their car on their way to work. It's just not. It isn't a question that cannot happen, but practically speaking, it does not. So the one who is able to have financial freedom is in a position to be able to devote his life to truth without the encumbrances of a so-called working life.
Oh, dear couple, can you please brief about vision?
I cannot brief about anything. Do you have a specific question?
No, I don't have a specific question.
Hello. Yeah, hi Kapil. Lately I have begun to understand the importance of unlearning. Should I pursue this longing, and where should where
I
this will
cannot
lead?
tell you what to pursue. There's no should you pursue this or that.
So maybe can you please explain to me what you think of unlearning?
It is the understanding that things that you have learned are incorrect. They are not based in truth. It is the understanding that society and the world does not have truth. It only spouts lies.
Hey, what's your purpose in opening this room if all things are empty?
I have no purpose.
Then why are you here?
I don't know.
Do you support psychedelics as a tool for spiritual growth?
It's for drug addicts.
Hello, Siddha. Is devotion and love are same?
No. Devotion is understandable. Love is conceptual.
Can you make me understand devotion?
No, I cannot make you understand.
Hey, I have a question. I'm not sure if this was asked before, but people talk about a state of reaching um, uh, the calmness or the composure that one has when all things go good and when all things turn bad. How does that one achieve that state? Is it only through meditation, or does one even need to strive for that? Because sometimes I think the sadness, yes, you can overcome that, but
Those
if you
things
do
have no meaning.
what?
Those things have no meaning.
Okay, thanks.
Hello.
Yeah.
Could you explain me what is the purpose of life?
Life has no purpose.
Hello.
Yes.
Hello. Namaste.
Hello there.
Hello.
I just wanted to ask you personally, how do you feel on a day-to-day basis? And how are you feeling right now?
It does not matter.
Okay, thank you. Have a good night.
You too.
And that's.
You broke up.
I was asking, is there such a thing as a soul, and does it go through multiple births and deaths?
I do not know.
Hello. I was reading your book the entire morning and really glad to see you here. The question I had is the fastest way to, find the state of no mind, to look inside?
You are chasing it. You will not find it.
Hello.
Hello?
Would you agree that is the linearity of time illusory? And if it is, what is time? Thank you.
Well, perhaps the more effective way to say it was that everything in your life is illusory, not just time.
You are doing it for fun, right? Creating a group of all things are empty, and you are enjoying it, shelling out your boredom with it, right? And answering all questions of no.
I cannot hear you properly.
Oh, I'm sorry. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
You are doing this for fun, right? Creating a group of all things for empty and shelling out your boredom at our expense.
You are free to think so. This was not a wise question.
Oh my God.
May I?
Yes.
Is there something as dropping it all at once?
There is, but it's not volitional. It cannot be forced.
May I ask another question, or is this limited
Okay.
one? So I've been an extrovert all my life, and when I started for the past year, I've been a lot by myself. And I'd spend the whole day without interaction with not much interaction with other people, and I could sit by myself. And I got on Clubhouse to ask you questions when it came out for Android in India, and then I started using it, and then I realized, in spite of all the search and what I want and all of that, I'm still drawn to people and interactions, and I've been trying to understand this, and I've not been able to get out, and I don't know whether it's an addiction. I look at it as an addiction, of course, and it's just a week, and the week has been, but there's the focus also sometimes, even if it's something as a room and you're focusing and there is the focus, but I don't understand this. I thought I'd dealt with the problem. It's there.
I don't know what you're asking.
I'm asking whether we are drawn to other humans, and whether we want social interaction, even if we can go a year without much social interaction. When it comes back again, it's still like before.
The vast majority of human beings are drawn to other human beings and drawn to socialization, yes.
Thank you.
Hello, doctor.
Mm,
Is everything irrelevant?
yeah.
Thank you.
Hi, Mr. Kapil.
Hello?
Why millions are starving and I have food on my table?
I don't know.
Hello.
Hello?
If an individual's mind makes him or breaks him, what does it mean when the mind is empty?
It does not mean anything.
What directs him?
I cannot speak for anybody. Every human being is driven by different things. Yes.
Hi, Siddha.
Hello?
Am I audible?
Yes.
Hi, Kapil. How do I control this urge to ever wanting to get more desires?
Ineffective question. There is no how to.
Hello.
Yes.
So, you have been talking about meaninglessness in life. So, my question is, what keeps you attaching to life? I mean, death is pretty easier than to live. But if so, what's your wisdom if you have?
Well, I cannot speak for why any particular human being is attached to life. Every human being has a different DNA.
Hi.
Hello?
Uh, Before I was exposed to your work, I was saying there was faults everywhere. Means I could see that, but still I was pulled into society and its rules and prescriptions. But after I was exposed to your work, it was like giving a permission to me. It was this dismantling completely. I felt free. But my question is, what is that deep knowing you had to come out of that, I would say, society as a black hole, which pulls us in? What took you out of it and stand it as a truth?
It's a good question. I don't know if I can really answer that question. I think every human being has a particular DNA, and I have never gone with people. I have never gone with society. I have always stood alone. It's not a good thing or a bad thing. There's nothing to be, there's nothing to emulate or be proud of there. It's not positive. But I've always sort of seen the falseness in the majority views of things. I've always gone against the world. Why that is, I suppose it's a DNA thing. I'm not really sure why.
Can I ask another question?
Okay.
What is the truth to see things as if we are seeing for the first time, every time?
Well, there's no intellectual truth to that. But if one recognizes that they do not really see anything, they view everything through conditioning, then there is a possibility for that person.
Hi Siddha, I hope you and your family are doing good.
Thank you.
My question is, so recently, please do correct me if my question is very intellectual or if I'm questioning in a very wrong way. But my question is, recently or some from few months, I have been questioning everything because we have been living in a concept that we are conditioned to believe in. And while thinking about everything, I stumbled upon the word called freedom, and I started thinking about what actually freedom is. And while I was questioning it more, I came to a certain conclusion, which is not, I don't know if right or wrong, but which I believe the freedom is being free from all attachment and all feelings. But then, if we try to be free of all the attachment,
Okay.
all the
Well, I'll
feelings,
stop right there. I mean, it can be defined in different ways. There's many ways to say something. Even what is every human being looking for? You could say peace. You could say joy. You could say bliss. You could say nirvana, realization, moksha, enlightenment. There's words are just words. Every human being defines things in their own way, and there's no wrong or right. But the floor caved in on you as soon as you said, "But if I try to do that," you don't try to do anything. If you try to make yourself do this and that and be, that's the self-help, and that's where you will be going in circles, and you will only make things worse.
Okay, so I should let it go in with the flow.
I did not say that, and that's what everybody says. Everyone needs a doing. If I say don't do that, they'll say, oh, so just be. I'll say, no, don't be. They say, okay, so what should I do?
Got it.
And that's your conditioning. Your conditioning is to be a monkey. Your conditioning is to be a mouse and on a hamster wheel and jump and do and do and do. That is the poison. That is the virus that the world has infected you with.
Hi, Kapil.
Hello?
I have a question that what is happiness, and is happy as I
It is
understand
a
is
myth.
happiness.
It is a myth. Hello. Hello.
I think you already answered this question, so my apologies for making you repeat yourself. But Do you feel constrained by the English language to talk like this? Is there any other language in which you could perhaps maybe conceptualize that phrase, devotion to the truth?
Language in itself is a barrier because words can mean many different things for different people, and words cannot describe a feeling. Words cannot describe the feeling of arriving at something. So everything turns out to be conceptual to some degree. And that is why a certain degree of genuineness and sincerity is required upon the part of the viewer slash listener, because it is only then that they'll be willing to look beyond the words.
Thanks for having me on the stage. My question is, how can one be disciplined enough to conquer his or her destiny?
There is no, you have no idea what you're asking. Conquer your destiny. How can one be disciplined? There's just concept upon concept.
How can one live disciplined in a
There is
disciplined
no
manner?
how can one anything. You repeating the question is not going to make it true.
Um, I'm Edie. Hey, my question is like, if everything you're sharing is not very novel and already like naturally be aware, so if one is not
I didn't understand the first part. What did you say?
Okay. So if one is coming from the direction of already being aware of this state, like what you're sharing doesn't sound novel, but trying to figure out a way to make a living in this so-called
First
world.
of all, I did not describe any state. I don't know what you mean by it is not novel. I don't know what you mean by describing a state. I don't know what you mean by if one is already aware of this state. You're just making things up. It's just if upon if upon if upon if upon if.
Well, if I can't say any if, how can I share a state so I can ask my question?
There is no state. You are infected by all these concepts.
I'm
not interested in convincing you.
If all things are empty, is it totally futile to fill up my big gulp?
But why do you think that all things are empty?
Oh, sorry, I just read the room title.
Yes,
Should I fill up?
but there's no reason for you to believe that.
Okay, I don't believe all things are empty, but if
Okay.
they were, should I fill up my big gulp?
But if you don't believe all things are empty, then why do you ask if they were?
This big gulp exists in a hypothetical plane.
Your question exists in a hypothetical plane.
Your mom exists in a hypothetical plane. Strictly speaking.
Hi.
Hello.
Is meant to be the biggest lie ever.
There are many lies.
Hi, why to stay alive?
It's not a question for me to answer for you.
Do spirits actually exist?
Hi, Kapil. Uh, as you have mentioned, you have not been conditioned by this world. What, according to you, is beyond thought?
Truth.
Hello. My question is, why is it, why does it make, why is it more, why does it have more sense to perform or to do any dramatic work than life, so to speak?
I don't understand the question.
Like as a performer, it tend to make more sense the in time, whatever the piece is, whether it's a movie or a theater piece, it makes more sense to performer as reality than the actual reality.
I still don't understand the question.
Hi.
Hello.
It is asking why help in the pursuit of truth.
No.
Hi. I'm curious if you still have any questions or matters that you're pondering or asking, and what those are.
Well, there are many truths to know. It does not merely matter what they are, but they're in all sorts of domains. There are many truths to know.
Hey, hello. Hello.
Yes.
Yeah. Hi. It is mentioned that all things are empty. So, what do you mean by things?
Your entire life.
Isn't devotion to truth too empty?
No.
Hi, Kapil.
Hello.
So when you wrote that when a man becomes nothing, he instantly becomes everything, right? So in the process of becoming nothing, isn't he losing everything?
No. He's already lost everything, whether he realizes it or not.
Hi, Kapil.
Hello.
In the state of emptiness, would I experience the state of true total freedom?
It does not matter. Because if I said to you, yes, what are you going to do? Chase it because it gives you freedom? There's no concept here to make you attracted to it so that you'll go do it. If you have to ask what the cost benefit analysis of something is, then you're not devoted. And that isn't a bad thing. There's nothing wrong with that.
Hi there.
Hello.
I wanted to ask, what is truth, and if it varies across domains and planes, why it
There are
is not an
universal
illusion?
truths and there are truths that are situational.
I agree that chasing something is enslavement. So, but is chasing or trying to use power as a tool to reach truth is a good thing or nothing useful?
Nothing is good. Power is a vague word.
Would you say your beliefs about the world make your life enjoyable?
I don't think it's about beliefs, nor do I think is it about enjoyment. It is only about truth.
Hello, doctor. Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
So, I have found myself on a river of never ending concepts where following one or chasing one leads to another and so forth. To the point that I believe that my thoughts are a disease. My question is there a cure for such disease?
Yes, the cure is the truth.
Hello.
Yes.
Hi. Um, Let me try and reiterate what I understand by um, devotion to the truth is the truth itself, and please let me know if I'm right or if I'm getting it right. Isn't it possible that I am completely devoted to my craft, and 30 years later I look back and realize that that devotion was empty too? Isn't there a certain truth to that?
It depends if you were doing it for reasons of pleasure and ego, which it almost certainly is the case.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not a bad thing, but that
Right.
would make it empty.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes.
Yeah, how do you describe empty?
Meaningless, insignificant.
Hi, Kapil.
Hello.
So, uh, if you don't pursue anything, how can you expect different
I never
results
said that you shouldn't
from
pursue
yesterday?
anything. Did I say that you shouldn't pursue anything? When did I say that you
I
shouldn't
said,
pursue anything?
I thought the pursuit for truth uh, meant no pursuit at all.
I did not say that. You said that. I never at all came close to saying anything like that. You hallucinated that.
Okay. Then, so I should define my own pursuit, or
you should not do anything.
what? Then what
You
should I
can
do?
you cannot hear the truth because you're just looking for an action. You're just looking for a prescription. You're not ready to ask
Okay.
questions.
Does suffering end when you know the truth?
In many ways, suffering is always there. But yes, if there is an end to suffering, it would be through truth. But if one chases truth as an antidote or a relief from suffering, it becomes a chase. And things don't usually work that way.
Hello, how do I know myself?
Hi, Kapil. Would you say each one of us listening here and coming on stage is nothing but, just looking or seeking a prescription?
Yes, and it is not anyone's fault. You have to understand that when something is all that one has ever known, what else can they say? That's the power of conditioning. There's nowhere in society which ever tells you that you should not seek prescriptions. And that very concept, that very idea, the very thought of that is um, completely maddening. No one would ever think of such a thing. Everything is based upon a how-to. So the fact that there is no how is not really present anywhere in the world. And so therefore it would be unrealistic to expect people to not be infected by that. But that also doesn't mean that I'm going to entertain it.
Hi, Kapil. Am I audible?
Yes.
Um, can someone guide me to truth, or is it something that I should figure out myself?
It depends what you mean by someone. In all
Uh,
practicality, for the someone to guide you, he or she would have to be completely immune to the notion of prescriptions and wholeheartedly devoted to truth. And you may search the world over, you likely will not find such a human being.
Hi. Um Accepting all things are empty.
I didn't ask you to
You're,
accept it. Why are you
no, no,
accepting
no.
it?
Can I just, okay. Accepting, I'm just saying, let me just complete my sentence. Accepting all things are empty would basically force me to view all the struggles or the purpose of my life as an
No,
external entity.
nothing. I don't need to let you finish your sentence
Okay.
because the entire sentence is false. There is no accepting. Why would you accept it?
No, it's a choice, right? I mean, if
No, it's not a choice. It isn't a choice. What color is your hair? Is that a choice? It's only a choice when it's conceptual.
Hello.
Hello.
Can truth be understood or is it experienced?
Well, it cannot be understood intellectually. It can only be discovered through devotion.
Devotion to truth?
Yes.
And what is devotion?
I don't know. Definitions are definitions. They don't usually go anywhere. I think you know what devotion is. There's no fancy Merriam-Webster dictionary definition that will do anything for you.
Hi there.
Hello.
Earlier you mentioned there are multiple situational truths. Is there a possibility that some of these can contradict each other?
No. There are always contradictions. And the contradictions exist because one views things conceptually and intellectually.
Hello.
Hello.
Is there any God?
Well, if you have to ask, then that will require a choice. And if there's a choice, that it's intellectual. Therefore, it has no relevance.
Hello.
Hello.
So if all things are empty, why am I seeing everything solid? I'm
Why
looking
are
at
you? I
a
did not.
problem with
Why are you believing that? Why do you say if all things are empty, as if I'm trying to convince you of that?
the topic.
Why are you
All
taking my? Yes, but why are you taking? You don't need to take my word for it. If you were here for the talk, there is no need for you to take my word for it. So when you begin with the statement, if all things are empty, what you are saying is that if I am saying that all things are empty, then blah, 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 blah. I'm not asking you to believe it.
No.
You don't understand.
How does one know when one discovers the truth?
They just know. There's no sign on the board. Human beings have an inner sensibility to know such things.
Hello?
Yes.
Quick question. How do you transcend lust when it is bombarded everywhere in society?
Yeah, there's no how do you really do anything.
Is truth choiceless?
The devotion to truth is choiceless.
Would it be incorrect to say that all things are full? Full?
All things are what?
Full. Full.
Well, I'm not trying to convince you of anything. If this is what you have found in your own experiences, then so be it.
Hi.
Hello?
Should suffering be avoided?
There is no should.
Hi.
Hello?
Isn't love the most selfish thing?
Any question that begins with the word isn't a real question.
Hi, Kapil.
Hello?
My question is, once I complete a task, how do I basically get rid of the memories of that?
There's no how do I.
Hi, Kapil. Thanks for having me.
Hello?
Why is there so much illusion in the first place to get to the truth?
Because you're conditioned by all illusion and lies by society.
Hi.
Hello?
Are truths subjective or
There
is
are
there a
universal
relational element?
truths.
Hi, Kapil.
Hello?
Hi. What do you think the difference between chasing and devotion is?
I think you know.
Okay.
What is the purpose of this discussion?
It has no purpose.
Hello, Dr. Gupta. Mira's devotion to Krishna was where she suffered, but it didn't matter to her because it was her devotion to him, but she caused a lot of pain, or the people who were around her, her husband, they all were in deep pain and in return caused pain to her. So my question is, if I go on the path of devotion, I'd be causing pain to my children in some way, and that kind of stops me from pursuing this, or it causes me to sit back and stay with them and do the duties that I'm supposed to do as a mother, and it causes a lot of confliction within my mind, and I don't know where I'm
Well, there's
supposed
no
to.
way out of that. There's no right answer. If that's what you're feeling. If that's what you're feeling. There's no right answer. There's no, how do I stop feeling conflict?
So I just pursue the path.
I did not say anything. I didn't say just do anything.
Right. Okay. Well, I'll think about this more. Thank you.
First thing I thought about when I saw that title, when I see all things are empty.
You broke up.
I didn't see that if it's empty, it doesn't mean that they don't exist. In my opinion, is if it is empty, the word empty itself, it doesn't exist. Same thing with evil. I believe that evil.
Do you have a question? I'm not interested in your beliefs. Do you have a question?
I want feedback on that, and why do you think I think that?
I'm not interested in giving feedback on your beliefs. If you believe something, then you believe something. I'm not here to tell you that your beliefs are wrong or right, or you should think this way and change. I don't care. If you
what does it
believe
mean,
X,
empty? How would you define empty then?
Empty is meaningless and insignificant.
Hello.
Hello.
Dr. Gupta, my question is, was the truth found by Meera through complete devotion to God was different from the truth that Gautam Buddha found through conquering the mind?
No.
Okay, thank you.
Is your advice also empty?
I have no advice.
Is what you say any less empty?
If you think so.
Hello, Siddha.
Hello.
Does your heart set you free?
That has no meaning. I mean, you must have picked that out of a Harlequin romance book. I don't know what that means.
Would you like me to explain further, or is that it?
Not really.
How are you, Siddha?
Do you have a question?
Yeah. Hello.
Go ahead.
You're saying all things are empty. Can you explain that a little?
Well, I already did explain it in the talk that I gave.
Yes. Hi. So, according to you, what is the meaning of equanimity?
So, equanimity is a word. I think you know what equanimity means.
Who am I if I am not the mind?
Such things go nowhere. I could say you're a grape. It won't do anything for you. It's just intellectual, spiritual nonsense.
Hello. How would I know if I'm still experiencing my mind or I have come up to a truth on a particular
You
matter?
have. You're experiencing your mind.
Hello. Thank you, Kapil, for and good morning and namaste. So I understand that no one here should take what you're saying as a word of mouth. But my question is that why are you doing this? Because if you think like
I
no one
don't
should take.
know.
Hi, Dr. Kapil. So, my question is, would you agree that what you seek is seeking you?
That's just spiritual jargon.
Hi.
Hello.
Why there is anything at all?
I don't know what your question is. What's your question?
Sorry?
What is your question?
Why there is anything at all?
I don't even think that you know what you're asking.
Hi, I'm wondering if you would share your internal dialogue during these talks.
I have no internal dialogue.
Thanks.
I'm just wondering what you would consider to be a good question worthy of answering.
It doesn't matter what's worthy or not. It's not my job to give you a question to ask. You don't
Thank
have to
you.
ask anything.
Hi. Does love exist?
Conceptually.
People deal with death. People die. Is there an approach you use to deal with people's grief?
No.
Hello.
Hello.
Why does God create something that is empty and meaningless?
Well, maybe you should ask him.
What is curiosity?
You know what it is. Why do you ask these questions and make them sound intellectual and spiritual?
Hi. Uh, Death is inevitable, yet why do we feel grief when the loved one, dies?
Because it's only inevitable intellectually.
Do you exist or not?
If I said yes or no, it wouldn't do anything for you.
Pranam Siddha. My question is, all things are empty. Does that mean, are you talking about silence?
No, all things are empty means all things are insignificant.
What are you looking forward to?
Nothing.
What's the world gonna look like after this pandemic is over?
This world will always be the same, full of illusion and lies.
Hi, is marriage really necessary?
Not if you don't think so.
Hello. Hi. Um, so so generally speaking, I feel I'm a coward. I hide it under the guise of being nice or doing good, but I know it's a lie. My personal world in the past, has been filled with pain. So I don't want to inflict others. I don't want to inflict that pain on others. So it's almost as if it's a compulsion, some conditioning that I have. Um, so I'm not going to ask, how do I overcome it? Because I know you can't give that advice to me. But do you have any general thoughts on this?
No, I don't have any general thoughts.
Hello, Dr. Gupta.
Hello.
First of all, I want to thank you for all your contribution. I somehow know you are real. My question is, so I got interested in truth and enlightenment from at the age of 14, and right now I'm 26, and I'm totally confused, like where to go from here. I already have a business, and I have to
There is no where
support.
to go from here.
My question is, why do we exist?
I don't know. The question is, do you?
How can you know the truth and still function in the society, which it's almost as though it's based upon the anti-truth?
Actually, it's only the human being who knows the truth that can truly live anywhere. Otherwise, he does not truly function. He simply lives a reactive life as a slave to society.
Hey, my question is there anything more to life than saying, I've made it?
If that's how you conceptualize it, so be it. Yeah.
Thank you.
Hi, doctor.
Hello.
Is questioning necessary to experience truth?
It depends what a particular individual means by questioning. Typically, it means intellectual questioning, and that will not get him anywhere.
Hi,
Hello.
why do you continue to exist?
As I said before, you may wish to examine if one truly does exist.
Hi, my question is why do I forget the things that I know, the things that I have realized?
If you truly have realized them, you would not forget them.
Hi. Who or
Hello.
what is controlling the world?
That's a very vague question.
Okay, so who is controlling the actions of society and the world, and who dictates, who is the overlord? Who is overseeing? Is it an algorithm? Is it a
Well, human beings have created the world through their own mental illusions. Society and the world are not real. They are a farce. It is the mind of human beings has created society.
Namaste. Why do I feel peaceful whenever I surrender to Lord Sri Krishna or to life or to the ultimate death? I feel peaceful. Why do I feel that
Why
peace?
does it matter why you feel peace? If you feel peace, you feel peace. Why would you question it?
Is truth and peace the same thing?
No.
Hello. Just wanted to understand, how do we measure the character of a person that we want to include in
There
our
is
life?
no such thing.
What is significant for the soul according to you?
You may wish to examine what a soul really is. It's a vague concept. Whoever is on stage, come forward.
How do you know that ego is dying?
It is not.
So basically, I have the problem like I am absent of the mind in the reality. Like I'm not present in that particular situation. So how can I improve?
There is no how can I. Somebody's mic is on who's on stage.
Hi. What do you exactly mean by the title? All things are empty. What do you exactly mean by that?
Insignificant. Meaningless.
Hello.
Hello.
I got a simple question. I'm just curious. Do you routinely wonder?
And it has no relevance. Whether I do wonder or don't wonder, it doesn't have any meaning for you. Besides, it's some intellectual curiosity.
Hi, Siddha. So quick question is, if all things are empty, would it be best to just live in a farm and just like let things
Well,
go?
why do you say that all things are empty?
I'm just it's just if it's the title of the
Yeah. Why are you believing that?
no, I'm not sure. I'm just questioning it. I don't know if it's actually true. I'm just thinking. I'm just trying to understand a train of thought. That's all.
So if you haven't discovered that for yourself, then it's just intellectual. It's just intellectual jargon.
Got it. Okay, I'll ponder on that. Thank you so much. I really.
Hi, hello. I want to ask, like, how to stop procrastinating.
There is no how to. If you are going to ask how to, your question will not be answered. If you're going to ask how to, you may put your hand down.
What is the ultimate purpose in your life?
There is no purpose.
Hello. Why is it so difficult to sustain faith or hope?
Because it has no meaning.
What's the difference between belief and truth?
What do you think the difference is?
Both are similar for me, almost.
Why do you say almost?
Because what I believe is almost true for me.
So your beliefs are true.
Yeah, for me. I don't think for others, but it's for me.
I see.
Who are you?
Hey, Kapil. The truth isn't empty. The way we feel about our kids isn't empty. Our love isn't empty. Our duty isn't empty.
I'm not here to discuss anything with you. You're welcome to believe anything that you wish. I'm not telling that you should not believe it. I'm not here to convince you of anything. You shouldn't even be here. You should listen to me.
I felt
Is destiny predestined?
It does not matter.
Hi, Kapil. Thanks. I know there's no prescription to the truth, but in what scenario would you share with me your path to truth?
There's nothing really to share.
Hi, Kapil. My
Hello?
question is, why is it so difficult to retain the truth or maybe practice it, even if after you've heard it and you kind of like accept that this is the truth?
Because you've only had it intellectually. There's no such thing as practice.
How do I make more money?
Hi Kapil. In your articles, you talk about no mind and to go there through understanding. So, could you elaborate on that, please?
I've written extensively about that. There's nothing to elaborate about. If you have a specific question, you can ask it, but these open-ended questions about how do you solve all the problems of the world type of questions, they don't go anywhere. They're not serious.
Hello.
Hello.
Can a nihilist ever be truly happy?
There's no such thing.
Hi. Is there anything, if at all, that is closest to truth? As in, let's say, if we are living in a lie in society, we see all the indications around us. How do we know that we are moving towards truth? What are the indications which will be surrounding us if we are making that path or that journey?
There are no indications. The understanding is that everything that you experience is a lie. All of society, all of the world, all of your friends, all of your interactions, all of your social gatherings, all that's in your head, all the books that you read, all of the austerities that you practice, everything is a lie. Now that might take you 400 lifetimes to discover, or it might take you 2 years. I don't know. But that is a realization that must be had.
Hi, Dr. Kapil.
Hello.
Hi. Words are a bit clumsy sometimes, so I don't mean to be conceptual, but from my perspective, you're coming from a place that feels really embodied and mature in what you're experiencing. And assuming that your path of devotion was organic and choiceless, were there moments along that path that felt like a threshold that you crossed that was like no going back from this, like losing your virginity or something, where you fundamentally feel that I understand this greater somehow?
Yeah, there have been many such things, but I don't look for them. And
They
how
happen.
exactly they happen by themselves. Yes.
It's spontaneous, and the hindsight comes to you that might give
But
it any.
I will tell you that I think that perhaps any type of, even and I'm not saying that you do, but it suggests it sort of in your words and your tone that I don't think that anyone should have any admiration of any sort for me. I don't think that anyone should look up to me. I don't think that anyone should look at me as someone to follow or to hold in any high regard in their mind. It just happened. I'm no one really to, you know, emulate.
And does that come from you feeling like you don't hold yourself in any regard at all?
I don't know where it comes from. I just feel that that's truth.
I feel it too.
It's a journey inside of oneself. It is not trying to be like someone else, and I don't think that anybody should be like me.
Do you have free will?
It does
Free
not
will.
matter.
Hello, Dr. Gupta. Is peace a prerequisite to truth?
No.
Thank you.
Namaskara.
Namaste. If all things are empty, would then an empty mind be all things in all mental states?
There's no reason for you to believe that all things are empty.
What's the title? I thought that was the title.
It is the title. There's no reason for you to believe it. Take it on faith.
Hi, doctor. My question is, if all things are empty, then why do human
I
beings
don't
desperately?
understand. I've answered this question several times tonight. There is no reason to think that all things are empty. There is no reason to say if all things are empty, as if you were taking my word for it.
Well, my question is, why do human beings so desperately seek fulfillment? That's the question.
They don't seek any. Why? What else would they seek? Whether it's fulfillment or freedom or peace or whatever it may be. I don't understand the question.
If all things are empty, should we just wait?
Okay. If anyone is going to ask me if all things are empty, lower your hand.
Hi, I just had a question. I don't know if this was answered before. Karma, fate, and free will. Which of these three things out of this, which is the most truthful one?
Irrelevant.
Hi.
Hello.
How have you dealt with the kind of shock and the destabilizing effects of becoming more and more aware of how deep your self-deception runs?
I don't deal with things. There's no dealing with.
Does the adversary of truth differ from the adversary of finding truth?
Ask what you want to ask.
What is the adversary of truth?
Belief and opinion.
Namaste, Kapil.
Namaste.
if one is in silence and there are no questions, there are no interpretations, is such a state nearer to the truth?
It can be. It depends upon the context. Some people can manipulate that state for a few minutes. But that doesn't mean it's real.
Hello, this is Dr. Claudine, the Miss Global Peace. All things are empty. Everybody has their way to fill up the cup they need to fill up according to their will or their divine connections. So when each individual's fill up, can it be peace, can it be forgiveness, can it be joy? Do we have a way we connect to each other, or we just continue to fill up for each one according to how we can?
There's no filling up, number one. And number two, connection with each other is false.
Yeah, good morning, sir.
Good morning.
My question is how to empty my mind to learn the new thing is very important and is very
There is no how
difficult for
to.
me. It is how to. How means
Okay.
there is a thing.
Hello.
No.
How does the emptiness can hold the seeds of uh, this whole world?
I have no idea what you're asking, and I don't think that you do either.
What is the source of my creation?
It will do nothing for you.
Hello.
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 Yes.
Yeah, so I have a question for you. Can I ask?
Yes.
So, does religion serve any purpose in today's time?
I don't want to try to change your beliefs. If you
No,
believe
just
it does, then it does. But no, religion is not about God.
yeah. But does it serve any purpose, no, especially in today's time? What's your view on that?
I just answered your question.
Hi, Siddha. Uh,
I'm deeply hurt and I feel empty. How do I stay with this emptiness if it is?
There's no reason to do anything. There's no how to.
Namaste, Dr. Kapil.
Unless
Well, I've been listening to all your conversations on YouTube, all the podcasts and everything. I just have one intriguing question that you say that all prescriptions are useless. It doesn't lead you anywhere. So, if in this time one has to make a successful business, what should one follow? Again, I know it's a description, but if you could just enlighten on that.
the only thing there is, and the only thing that works is the truth.
Hello, sir.
Hello?
Is the seeking of my ruby tooth a worthy goal for my life?
Repeat the question.
Is the seeking of my ruby tooth a worthy goal for my life?
What is a ruby tooth?
It was literally a tooth made of 100% ruby, but it's metaphorically a difficult mission to achieve so that my life will take me on interesting adventures and meet interesting people to attain this nearly impossible tooth.
Try it. See where it takes you.
Hello, Dr. Kapil.
Hello?
Thank you for bringing me up. So, my question is: isn't even the thinking that one day I will reach the ultimate truth an imprisonment by the self?
If you were doing that for purposes of relief, pleasure, and prescription, then yes.
Hello, Dr. Kapil. So, uh, my question is related to when you say what you want, what you become is in you, or what you like doing is already within you, and you have to just find it and maximize on that. Is the process of knowing what is in you purely intellectual, or is it just trial and error?
It can be whatever you want it to be. There's no defined process for that.
Hello, my question is, can one create art from nothing, or is everything just a reinterpretation of one's perceptions and experiences?
It's whatever you think it to be. What does it matter? Whether it's a reinterpretation or whether it's from nothing. There's no badge to be got.
Hello, doctor. Thanks for bringing me up. I just wanted to know, like, is it possible to live without money?
People live without money. They live in caves. They live as a homeless person or a person who begs on the street. So yes, it's possible to live without money.
Hello, doctor.
Hello.
The question I want to ask is there life after death? Is there rebirth?
I don't know.
Hello, Pranam. My question to you is, what do you do to decide in life?
There's nothing as to what to do. It's not about doing anything.
Hello, I'm audible.
Yes.
My question is, why do we feel like to distance ourselves from these Homo sapiens after we have achieved the delta states of mind?
Who cares?
Nobody. No, like,
Uh, when did you realize that all things are empty?
What does it matter?
Hello. Uh, Hello. Am I audible?
Yes.
Sir, sir, I have been struggling with this enormous fear of self-realization, the fear of a non-conceptual, non-perceptual reality. Even though I want to discover it, at the same time, there is this enormous fear that I've been struggling with for more than a decade. And
I cannot give you a
could you,
prescription to overcome the fear.
pardon?
I cannot give you a prescription to overcome the fear.
No, I'm not asking for a prescription, but could you comment on, like, what is it that I need to see? What is it that I need to realize in order to be free from it?
Where there is devotion, fear does not matter. Yes. Do you have a question?
Yeah. Uh, Hi. So I'd like to put it, uh, in spite of this is with not regards to work, with regards to the relationship we create with people. Why is it that
I can barely hear you.
Can you hear me now? Can you
Yes.
hear me now? Um, why is it that when we create connections with people, we sort of create a relationship in our head, but when there is no exchange, although we understand that we're not accepting, uh, we're not looking for acceptance, we're not looking for a give and take, but we feel like it's empty.
You don't have a good connection. You broke up. I cannot hear. Good night.